Good morning. I'm Peter Milios from the Finance News Network. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell Friday, but notched a positive week, as investors assessed a weak retail sales report that dented enthusiasm around a stronger than expected start to corporate earnings. Retail sales in March showed consumer spending fell twice as much as expected. Retail sales declined by 1% last month, more than the 0.5% drop expected by economists polled by Dow Jones, in part because consumers paid less for fuel. The 30-stock Dow dropped about 0.42%. The S&P 500 fell 0.21%. Meanwhile, the Nasdaq Composite slid 0.35%. The Dow, however, notched its fourth straight positive week, rising 1.2%. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq, meanwhile, nabbed their fourth positive week in 5. The broad market index added 0.8% for the week, while the Nasdaq ticked higher by 0.3%. The disappointing retail sales data offset excitement around strong corporate earnings. JP Chase reported record revenue that beat analyst expectations, with the stock rising more than 7%. Wells Fargo shares briefly rose as much as 2.1% after the bank reported growing profits before closing around flat. These were the first bank earnings since the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank last month. Meanwhile, Boeing closed lower by more than 5%. On Thursday, the aircraft maker warned of delivery delays for some of its 737 MAX planes. Expectations for this earnings season are downbeat. Analysts polled expect S&P 500 earnings fell more than 5% in the first quarter. 10 S&P 500 companies released results last week. 60 are due to release these figures this week. All eyes will be on the future guidance. And if you've been in the city recently watching people queue outside luxury brand stores, French luxury group LVMH has investors cheering bumper quarterly results and pushing CEO's Bernard Arnault net worth to $210 billion. Arnault has turned LVMH into Europe's most valuable public company. The market capitalization of the group, whose brands include Louis Vuitton and Tiffany, has more than doubled in the last 4 years, despite severe headwinds, to close in on the $500 billion club. That's allowed it to surpass the oil giant ExxonMobil and the banking behemoth JP Chase. Across the sectors, financials was the best performer, whilst real estate was the biggest laggard. The SPY futures are pointing to a 0.2% gain. Thank you for listening. Have a great week.